Namaste and boa tarde from here in Santo Antão, Cabo Verde, my town of Ponta do Sol. I am so thankful to my fellow LBJ Jaguars, Michelle and Sujuane, for inviting me to share a message for Motivational Monday. Since I'm here in Africa, the time zone difference is pretty great, and the show is on around midnight my time. So I'm recording this message to share some answers to two of the questions they've asked me, and also provide additional insight on what it's like living in Africa. So the questions they asked me are: 1, what has my experience been being a Black woman? 2, have I ever been discriminated against? And 3, I'll talk a little bit about Africa and how I got here and what it's like. So being a Black woman has been a phenomenal blessing. I'm so thankful that I was raised by Black queens, warrior queens, who always instilled in me a great pride for who I am, where I come from, and knowing that our people are royalty, doctors and scientists. And so unfortunately, we've been mischaracterized through the educational system in America to only think of ourselves as enslaved peoples, but this is so limited, and it does not fully encompass all of our great inventions and just change-making things that we've done as a people. So I was raised with that spirit, and therefore I've been feel profoundly blessed to be a Black woman. And with that said, being in America and the history and the way that unfortunately not everyone has evolved, and there is still discrimination. I know that I've faced discrimination, but it's been hard to pinpoint. I can remember in my careers, my background is engineering and business, I was told that I was too young to know what I was doing. And so this was clearly age discrimination. And I'm sure that as a woman, I was denied access to certain opportunities and certain groups because of my gender, but I was never told that specifically, nor was I ever called out of my racial name, thankfully. I guess they could see the warrior within. So discrimination that I faced was most likely subtle and things that I really couldn't necessarily pinpoint the cause for. But definitely, I can say now that I've lived in Africa for over 4 years, there's a weight that's like removed from you here because you're not facing that invisible oppression that does exist, because unfortunately some people have not moved on from the unfortunate history of America. So I'll say that moving here and living in Africa has been wonderful. And since this is Motivational Monday, I would like to just inspire you to really follow your passion, because that's what led me here. It was 5 years ago. I was still working in corporate, but I was traveling around Asia doing global business development management, and had the inspiration in Japan that started me on this journey of recording these different questions, which I decided to eventually publish in a book, all inspired by Zen and Taoist philosophies. And that first book of mine is entitled Meditative Questions, and you can find out more about my books on my website, which is selenasage.com. I'm sure the ladies will share it, but it's SELENASAGE.com. You can also find my podcast on that website as well, links to it. My podcast is entitled Live Free with Selena Sage. And so after completing that book, I just realized that my passion was in this search for freedom, this ultimate freedom, and that led me on a path of not only getting to know a Taoist monk and befriending him, but coming to know a Zen master, Muji, who was just a profound inspiration for me on this journey. And it led me also to move to Africa, because I was feeling a change of the energy in America in 2015, and I decided to kind of spin the globe and think about where I might really want to live. And I've been fortunate to travel around the world and see so many beautiful places that I loved, like Bali and Japan, Barcelona, all are among my favorite places. But there's something about this island that called to me. I was looking for a place with weather similar to California, where I was living before I moved here. I was living on the beach in LA. Beautiful life, I loved it. With weather, that was similar, with mountains and ocean, peace, democracy. And somehow I was led to Cabo Verde. And so I looked into this country and I saw these pictures of these beautiful people who looked just like me. And I was like, okay, I have to visit. So I came and I visited. I loved it. I'd never felt so free. And I just decided that I was going to move. And so 30 days later, I came back and I moved to this island of Saint Fontao. I'll show you in a minute some views from here in my kitchen. And it's been wonderful. It's incredible to be around people that, all look like me, that are running everything, and you just don't have discrimination. I know I've heard that there might be some colorism with continental Africa, but I haven't seen it, I haven't experienced it. I've just experienced, wonderful people who've always been so kind to me as I learned the local language here, which is Creole. It's a mixture of Portuguese and Afrikaans. And it's been a way for me to just really focus on my passion area, this freedom surge, and to share those reflections in the form of my 4 published books and also my podcast. So my motivation again is just follow your passion, follow your heart. There's a Zen saying, leap and the net will appear. And I encourage you to just leap, to follow in the direction of your dreams, knowing that you'll be supported. Start on what I call passion projects right now while you're still working, maybe outside of your passion area, and dip your toe in and keep going. And I think you'll find that life will unfold for you in such beautiful ways as I found. So I'll show you some views here of the ocean. On the other side of the house you can see the mountains, but I won't take you on a tour of my house. Maybe next time. So thank you so much again, Michelle and Sujuane, for this beautiful invitation. I'm sending you all lots of love from here in Africa. Namaste.